He that is convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. I am sure, as a leader, you have felt what it feels like to see the gap of performance on your team, understand why there's a lack of cohesion, collaboration, and harmony. I'm sure you've had some really great ideas of implementation, but you have felt the sting of frustration when that implementation doesn't get the buy-in from your team that you're needing. Recently, when we were working with a team, this was exactly our scenario. We could clearly see some of the challenges that the team was collectively facing, and we even had some ideas of implementation, but we realized something important. We needed to slow down to speed up. We needed to make sure we engaged the voice of the employee from the very beginning. Another way to say that is we needed to get everybody's thumbprint on what we were doing from the very beginning all the way to implementation so that people would be engaged. So we decided to bring in a 4-step process where we start with empathy. We want to know, in this particular instance, how are you feeling about the organization and more particularly the mission of this group and how you're showing up with it. And this is some of the language that that group came up with. Of course, when we saw that language, we wanted to know, why are you feeling this way? So we went to step 2, define. Help us understand what's causing you to feel this way and what's causing the overall lack of engagement. And we have the group put all these post-it notes up on the board to define the problem. And then from there, we break the group into 3 different sections and we say, okay, in your breakout groups, we want you to synthesize this information and create a singular problem statement. And as each group synthesizes and creates a problem statement, we put those up on the board and we participate in a democratic process where everybody votes. Vote on the the problem statement that you think most accurately represents what the group is trying to say. And then we go into phase 3, which is ideation. Now that we have a clear problem statement, we want to know, what are all of your ideas to resolve this problem? Put all of them up on the board, and then once again, we participate in a democratic process. 3 breakout groups, come up with a single sentence resolution. What is an implementation that we can bring to this group that addresses the problem? Vote democratically, and now we have a prototype. We have a single thing. For this group, it was a regular group gatherings to connect us to one another and the mission of the organization. And then we want to define 3 key things. What does success look like? What is our timeline? And what's our first step? The great news with this group is we were able to look at what they came up with, and then we wanted to, as a leadership team, see what are the strategic initiatives of the organization and can we align to that. And as we looked at the strategic initiatives, we saw one of the strategic initiatives was to develop future community leaders. And with that, we realized a way that we could formalize this process a little bit was the integration of CliftonStrengths finders. So what we did is we did a half-day immersive with this team, and we helped them be more collaborative, to learn a common language, to activate their collective intelligence, to have a deeper understanding of one another. And then over the next 4 or 5 months, this group on a monthly basis did a singular CliftonStrengths activity with their team. Over time, peer leaders started rising up. One person took on, by their own volition, the initiative of making sure the group had regular group gatherings that were outside of the organization and started creating social spaces. They started volunteering together. And then at the beginning of this year, after they had done some work, we wanted to know, how you feeling now? And this is what they said. A couple things to think about. Slow and steady wins the race. And we can go fast alone, but we can go far together.